Hello my dear students, today I am here in front of you with a new class, and here in this class we will discuss about synthesis of sentences. The another name of synthesis of sentences is what? Combination of sentences. Means we are to synthesize two or more sentences to a single sentence. The class what I am going to take today, it is mainly based on the syllabus of class 9 and 10 of Assam State Board. Then in earlier times, the questions used to come in another way. In question paper, questions were like that: change the sentence into simple, change the sentence into complex, change the sentence into compound, or make it a compound sentence using the following sentences, make it a complex sentence using the following sentences. But here in this topic, these things are not there. Sentences will be given, more than one sentences will be there in front of you, and you are to add both of them. You have to combine both the sentences into a single sentence, not simple. You have to add both the sentences or more than two sentences into a single sentence. This is known as what? Synthesis of sentences or combine or combination of sentences. For that, what to do? No specific rules are there for synthesis of sentences or combination of sentences. In voice change, we may get some specific rules. Narrations also, we may get some specific rules. Correct tenses while writing sentences using correct form of the verbs, there also we may follow some rules. But here in combination of sentences or synthesis of sentences, you don't have any particular rule. What to do? We have to understand both the parts of the sentences. Then we have to add both of them according to the meaning, and we have to be careful while adding both the sentences. You have to be careful that a perfect meaning should come from the sentence, otherwise my sentence will be wrong. One more important thing I want to tell you: voice change, we have to maintain or we have to fulfill some specific rules. We have to fulfill some specific conditions. Narrations also we have to fulfill some specific conditions. If we do not fulfill those conditions, if we do not maintain those rules, then our answer will be wrong. But here there is not like that. In voice, we may find that means a sentence has been given, and if I write in my own way and another one has written in his own way following the rules and regulations, there my answer will be wrong and his answer will be right. But in synthesis of sentences, no, there is no specific rules. The answer can be of various types and all will be right. Voice change, as for example, I am telling you, he eats rice. The passive voice of this sentence is what? Rice is eaten by him. If somebody writes rice was eaten by him, or somebody writes rice is ate by him, so all the sentences are wrong. But here in synthesis of sentences, it is not like that. If we think that, if we find that the meaning is coming properly, then this one will be correct. In our own way we can write. For that, no, synthesis of sentences, it may be done in two or three or four, 5 ways also. That means the person who has understood his thing, and if he had expressed in his own way, then this one will be correct. But in other cases it is not like that. But we have to be careful in one thing: we have to maintain the person, tense and mood of the sentences. These things should be maintained properly. That means if it is in singular form, then answer also will be in singular form. If it is in present tense, then answer also will be in present tense. If both the sentences are given in present tense, if we write the answer in past tense, then it will be wrong. But keeping in present tense, we can write answer in 2-3 ways. So when we will do in the board, when we will practice, then these things will be clearer to you. So let me write one sentence here. I have a question bank with me, and from there we'll practice. First sentence let us write, and then from this sentence we'll understand how to write and how to do. Be sure that this is one of the easiest topics of English grammar, because here you are not to follow certain rules. If you know the meanings, then this is enough for you. Just you have to maintain tense, numbers, that is persons, and moods of the sentences, then everything will be okay. So let's write. First sentence is number 1. Let us take a sentence. Robin is my friend. Another sentence is given. He is a journalist. He is a journalist. These are the two sentences, and we are asked to combine, we are asked to synthesize both the parts of the sentences. So first of all, we have to understand the meaning. Robin is my friend. I understood that Robin, a person, he is my friend. The meaning of this part I have understood. Then this is a full sentence, separate sentence. The sentence is what? He is a journalist. Who is a journalist? Robin. Here I got Robin is my friend, that means Robin is a person, he is my friend, and a quality has been added to him. He is a journalist. Now I have to add both the parts. So how can we can write Robin is my friend who is a journalist. When we are going to make one sentence, a single sentence, then we have to be careful that one subject should be there. So here two sentences are there. Robin is my friend, Robin is one subject, and in second sentence he is subject. So we are adding both the sentences using a conjunction. So while writing a single sentence, adding both of them, we have to be careful that for the single sentence, for only one sentence, we have to make one subject only. Here two subjects are there, but while adding, one subject will be there. So answer will be what? Robin is my friend who is a journalist. Okay, we have added both the sentences using what? Who conjunction. Without using conjunction also we can do this one. So this is correct, this is right, 100% right. If somebody else writes this one, have you seen the answer? Robin is my friend who is a journalist. Question was Robin is my friend, full stop. Another sentence was he is a journalist. We have added both the sentences and we kept the sentence in present because the question sentences are in present tense. Robin is my friend who is a journalist. Okay. If somebody writes without adding any conjunction also, it will be a correct answer. My friend Robin is a journalist. This is also correct. Why? Because I said you earlier, so there is no specific rule. What we understand according to our thinking, just keeping the sentences in the tense in which the sentences are written, just maintaining this one and maintaining the person of the sentences, we can add both the sentences with conjunctions and without conjunction also. We can make the sentence into a single sentence. So here we have done the sentence in two ways. First one was what? Robin is my friend who is a journalist, and second one, my friend Robin is a journalist. Both are correct. If you have anything in your mind for making an answer for these two sentences, adding the two sentences to make a new single sentence, you can write. So let us take another example. he was ignorant of the matter. Number 2, he was ignorant of the matter. Full stop. Second sentence is what? His ignorance was complete. Ignorance was complete. Two sentences are there we got. First one is what? He was ignorant of the matter, and second sentence is what? His ignorance was complete. We found one thing, that both the sentences are in past tense. So we have understood that we have to keep the answer sentence will be in past tense. We have to keep the answer sentence in past tense. Now you think what will be the answer? In various ways I said we can write the answer. He was ignorant of the matter. His ignorance was complete. Ignorant we know. That means he doesn't know. He doesn't have any knowledge of that. So he was ignorant of the matter. Answer we can write. He was. So how much ignorance he was? How much ignorant he was? Complete. First we said he was ignorant of the matter. That means he doesn't know anything about the matter. Then his ignorance was complete. That means how much he doesn't know. He doesn't know anything. That means he doesn't know the complete thing. Completely he doesn't know. He was completely ignorant of the matter. That's all. The answer is over. He was completely ignorant of the matter. If somebody writes this one in easiest way, some students write this and I have to tell them that this one is also correct. You can write this one in another way. How can we write? You see, he was ignorant of the matter, and his ignorance was complete. This one is also a right answer, but this is not nice, this is not decorative. So if we write this answer, that this one is also correct, but that one is better than that. I am not saying that this one is wrong and that one is correct, but that sentence is more appropriate or more beautiful, more decorative than this one. So this, if somebody writes this answer, then also it is correct. Just adding and conjunction, we can add both the sentences. He was ignorant of the matter and his ignorance was complete. And without adding conjunctions, we can write what I wrote earlier. You have seen that one. He was completely ignorant of the matter. Okay, let's take example of another sentence. That I said, you know, this is very easy. One of the easiest topics of English grammar. You can start the machine. Number 3. You can start the machine. Full stop. Another part is what? You have to press this button. You have to press this button. So now first of all, what to do? We have to understand the meaning of both the parts. First part, you can start the machine, we understood. What can we do? We can start the machine. Then you have to start, you have to press this button. Then what? What is the meaning of the next part? That means the speaker is telling you have to press this button. What to do? We can write it in various ways. Write the answer, or we can change both the. You can make a single sentence using both the sentences in various ways. First, let's see what can be written. You can start the machine. How? By pressing this button. This is right answer. Another way we can write, we can take this one first. By pressing this button, you can start the machine. By pressing this button, you can start the machine. Or we can write very simply in another way. Two ways we got. You can start the machine by pressing this button, or by pressing this button, you can start the machine. Another answer, let's see how can we write. Adding gerund form, we can write pressing this button, you can start the machine. Finished. So pressing this button, you can start the machine. This is the easiest one and the beautiful one also. It is more beautiful than other two sentences, but all are correct. If you write this one in exam, then also you will get 1, and if you write any of these two answers what we have written earlier, you will get the full marks also. For that one thing more I am to tell you. Whenever we will get two sentences for combine or for synthesize, what to do? We have to understand the meaning. It is better if we can understand the meaning in our mother tongue, in our own language. Understanding the meaning in our own language, when we understand the meaning, that means directly we understand through our mother tongue. So if we think the answer in our mother tongue, in our own language, first of all we have understood the meanings of both the parts, then we have to add both the parts. So in our mother tongue, how will we add? It will be easier for us to understand and to make a sentence in our mother tongue. So first, if we make the sentence a single one, that means a single sentence in our mother tongue, then just we have to translate the sentence what we have thought here in the answer script, then it will be okay. So first you can start the machine, meaning understood by all of you. What is the meaning of this? So when I ask you, have you understood the meaning, and you reply that yes, I have understood, means what? You have understood the meaning of the sentence in your own language. This is what understanding. And then you have to press this button here, this part also you have understood the meaning in your own language, that means in your mother tongue. Now you add both the sentences in your mother tongue. After adding, what will you get? Just you have to put the sentence on your answer script, then this one will be okay. Another sentence, let's take example of another sentence. Number 4, I have seen you somewhere. I can't remember where. First part, I have seen you somewhere, and the second part is what? I can't remember where. So first we have to understand the meaning of both the parts. we have understood. I have seen you somewhere means what? We have understood in our mother tongue. And the meaning of the second part I can't remember where. That one also we have understood in our mother tongue. Now you add both the sentences in your mother tongue. Then whatever comes to your mind, you can write it. So I have understood it in my mother tongue, understood the meanings of both the parts in my mother tongue, and a sentence came to my mind, adding both the sentences. A sentence came to my mind and I am going to write it. You see whether it is matching with you or not. I have seen you somewhere, I can't remember. I can't remember where I have seen you. This one came in my mind and this is correct also. I can't remember where I have seen you. Okay. Another way, somebody may think he also has understood the meanings of both the parts and he might have thought in other way. You also might have thought in other way. This is the simple thing that one comes to your mind easily. How? You see, I have seen you somewhere. I have seen you somewhere, but I can't remember. I can remember also, and I can remember I can remember where. Up to here also you can give full stop and you can add where also, both are correct. I have seen you somewhere but I can't remember. Okay, I have seen you somewhere but I can't remember where. So this also might have come to the mind of anybody who had listened both the sentences and he is asked to combine both the parts. So I hope from this discussion it has come to your mind that you have understood that this is one of the easiest of all the topics given in your syllabus. Let's try another sentence. Another sentence. This is where has he gone? Question mark. Do you know it? Question mark. Where has he gone? Do you know it? So here also we have got two sentences, but both the sentences are interrogative sentences. When we get both the sentences interrogative, then we have to understand that when we will make a sentence, make a single sentence using two interrogative sentences, then that sentence also will be in interrogative. So we have to make a interrogative sentence from that. So the thing is same. What to do? We have to think the meaning, we have to understand the meaning of both the sentences. Then we have to frame a sentence in our mind, in our mother tongue, adding both of them. And then after coming to our mind, where the sentence what has come to our mind, we have to write this one on our paper only. So here try to understand. You and I am also going to try to understand. Where has he gone? Yes, I have understood. Do you know it? I have understood. So I think you also have understood the meaning of these sentences. Both are in interrogative form. Now we have to add. So now the sentence came to my mind. Do you know where he has gone? Question mark. Do you know where has he gone? Where he has gone. See, here I am to tell you one thing. We are making this one a single sentence. Here two sentences are there. That's why after where we have added what? Auxiliary verb. And here first sentence, first word of the sentence is what? Auxiliary. This is what? WH type question or information type question, and this is what? Yes no type question. Now when we make a single sentence from two interrogative sentences, then we have to be careful, or we have to That means understand that, we have to realize that when we are making one question, then two patterns of question should not come in the same sentence. If we write, do you know where has he gone? Then this part also will be question, and here once again it will be a where has he gone, it will be a question. So it should not be like that. It should be a single question. That's why one part will be interrogative only and other part will not be in interrogative form. So simply we all know that what is your name, this is what interrogative, and what your name is, this is what assertive. Where has he gone, this is what interrogative. Where he has gone, this is what assertive. This is what declarative. When will you return, this is interrogative, and when you will return, this is what declarative or assertive. So we have to be careful while adding two interrogative sentences into a single interrogative sentence. So both the parts of the sentence should not be in interrogative form. So first part if we write in interrogative form, then second part will be assertive. And first part if we do not write in interrogative form, then the sentence will not be interrogative. So always first part should be interrogative, because we can understand a sentence as interrogative seeing the question mark, sign of interrogation, and sometimes we can understand a sentence seeing, sometimes it is seeing the first part of the sentences. So here we have understood this one from the question mark, then this is interrogative sentence, and do is auxiliary verb. Sometimes we can start a sentence, imperative sentence using do first, do it at once, so that one will not be interrogative. So this is interrogative because of this sign of interrogation, and this is what yes no type interrogative, and that part was, first one was yes no type interrogative. We have changed this one into, the first one was what, WH type interrogative, and we have changed this one into assertive because of that, because we know that when two interrogative sentences are there and we are asked to combine, we are asked to synthesize, then we are to make a single interrogative sentence where two formation of interrogative sentences will not be there. If we write, do you know where has he gone, then two formation of interrogative sentence will be added, and this sentence will not be a correct one, this one will be a wrong one. So I hope you have understood. One more example from this, let's try. Number 6, where does he live? Question mark. Second one, do you know it? Once again question mark. Both are interrogative sentences and we are asked to synthesize both the sentences. So first of all, as I said, we have to understand the meaning. Let's understand, where does he live? Yes, I understood what the man is asking. Then second one, do you know it? Yes, the question is being asked to me. So I have understood the meaning. Now I have to make a sentence. What type of sentence it will be? Assertive or interrogative or imperative? Both the sentences are in interrogative form, so answer sentence also will be in interrogative form. So two sentences, and we have to make two interrogative sentences, and then we have to make a single interrogative sentence. And I said you, though two sentences are there, both are in interrogative form, but while making a single sentence in interrogative form, the formation of both sentences will not be there. We have to make a single sentence using one interrogative formation. So, do you know where? Now if we write where does, then once again it will be question. Through that we are making this one question, but if we add does here, once again this part also will be question, but it is not suitable for English language, it is not suitable, it is not acceptable in English grammar. That's why what it will be, where he lives. Does, it is there in present indefinite, so we have to keep the sentence into present indefinite. That's why do you know where he lives. Then it has become a new interrogative sentence where both the parts are added, but this part was interrogative. Now here we have made this one assertive because we have kept this part in interrogative form. and if we keep both the part in interrogative form, do you know where does he live? Then this will not be a single sentence. So in these cases, now when we will get two interrogative sentences in a sentences, and we are asked to change the sentence into a single sentence, then that sentence will be only one interrogative formation. Another sentence. The man created the trouble, he was arrested by the police. Number 7, the man created the trouble, he was arrested by the police. Both are in assertive form, the sentence will be assertive. Now what to do? First of all, we have to understand the meaning of both the parts. The man created the trouble. Try to understand the meaning. Yes, we understood. Then second, he was arrested by the police. Try to understand the meaning. Yes, we have understood the meaning. Now we have to add both the sentences in our mind, in our own language. Then we have to put this one on the paper. Now we have understood and we have added this one in our mind. So you have thought a sentence in your own way, and I have thought a sentence in my own way. Both will be correct if our formation is correct. Now what I have thought, let me write. The man, one thing, both the sentences in past tense, created and was. So both the sentences in past tense, the answer sentence will be in past also. The man who created the trouble was arrested by the police. Okay, this is right. That one came to my mind. The man who created the trouble was arrested by the police. Now someone may think otherwise. Someone may think in his own way. You also may think in your own way. Let's see what other can think about the sentence. I think you have seen the answer. The man who created the trouble was arrested by the police. For these two sentences we have written this single sentence. Now in other way I am writing how another person can think. That one was my thinking. Now another person may think in another way. How he may think like this? The man created the trouble, he was arrested by the police. The police arrested the man who created the trouble. This is also correct. Someone might have thought like this: the police arrested the man who created the problem. This is also correct. This is not wrong. In other ways also people can do. You think yourself and you can make a new sentence of your own from this both the given sentences. The man created the trouble, he was arrested by the police. The man who created the trouble we have written, and then the police arrested the man who created the trouble also we have written. In another way, the man was arrested by the police who created the trouble. We can write the man who created the trouble, earlier we have written. We can write in another way: the man was arrested by the police who created the trouble. This is also right. The man was arrested by the police who created the trouble. This is also right. So we have understood that we can add two sentences in various ways. Construction should be correct and the answer will be right then. It is not like voice change that everyone's answer should be same. It is not like narration, everyone's answer should be same. Synthesis or combine, it is something else, where it is seen that whether you have the ability or not to add two sentences in your own way. So it can be done in my own way, it can be done in your own way also. But we have to be careful, we have to keep the answer sentence in the sentence in which answer sentence in the tense in which the question sentences are given. We cannot change the tense of the sentences. So we have to be careful regarding that. And one more thing we have to be careful about, the thing is what, if we get two interrogative sentences, that one I said, once again I am telling, two interrogative sentences, then answer sentence also will be interrogative and it will be in one formation. That means in two sentences we will get two interrogative forms, but while writing the answer, after adding or after combining, after synthesizing, when we will write the answer, then it will be only one interrogative formation in it. Adding two also we can combine sentences. Adding either or, adding neither nor also we can add sentences. Let's see. The bird was very small, it could not fly. The bird was very small, it could not fly. Two sentences have been given and both are in assertive form. Now what to do? First of all, we have to understand the meanings of both the sentences. The bird was very small, we understood, the bird was very small. Then it could not fly, we understood the meaning, it could not fly, that means the bird could not fly. Then we are finding that here the bird size is given small, and another quality, that means another negative quality given, what? It could not fly. So here in this case we can add two, adding two we can add the sentences. The bird was too small to fly. Two. Adding these two we can combine the sentence. The bird was too small to fly. We can write it in other way also. Without using two also we can combine the sentence, but this one is easy and this one is nice also, formation is nice. So let's try in other way, how can we write this one? Let's see. The bird was so small that it could not fly. You can write the bird was so small that it could not fly. Using so that also we can write the answer. This is also correct. Earlier answer is also correct. This one is also correct. So wherever I am giving you 2-3 options, all the answers are correct. What you think, you are just to write the thing on the board, and sentences will be easier to you. First, what to do? You have to understand the meanings of both the parts in your own language. Then you have to construct a new sentence using both the sentences in your own language, and after constructing the new sentence, you have to write the sentence in English. As a student of class 9 or class 10, it will not be a tough thing for you to write or to translate a sentence what you think in your own language, in your mother tongue. Another thing, another example we can take. he is not intelligent. He is not brave. So we have got two sentences. First thing is what? We have to understand the meanings. So let's try to understand. He is not intelligent. We understood he is not intelligent. We are telling about someone. He is not intelligent. Then the next sentence, he is not brave. The same one. He is not brave. Try to understand the meaning. Yes, we have understood now. We have understood the meaning. We got what? From the meanings of both the sentences, we got what? Both are in negative. Both are in negative form. That means he is not intelligent, not brave. When we get both the parts in negative form, then what we can do? Adding neither nor. We can add the sentence or we can combine the sentences. He is neither intelligent nor brave. Finished. Neither nor. Here using neither nor, what to do? We have to be very careful. Neither will be used after auxiliary verb. If there is no auxiliary verb in the sentence, then after subject we can use neither. If auxiliary verb is there, then neither will be used after auxiliary verb. And then one negative quality, then it will be nor. So here we got what? Not intelligent, one quality is here, negative quality, negative thing, and here another not brave. So before first quality we have written what? Neither, and before second one we have written what? Nor. And this neither is used after auxiliary verb. If we write he neither is intelligent nor brave, this is wrong. Auxiliary verb is there in the sentence, that's why after auxiliary verb we have to add what? Neither, and after using neither we have to use one adjective, then nor, then another adjective or adverb, what it will be, whatever it will be. So he is neither intelligent nor brave. Then one more example, let's try. A man was running away. We saw the man. A man was running away. A man was running away. One sentence. Another one is what? We saw the man. We saw the man. So here also two sentences are there. One sentence it is full stop here, and here also it is full stop. A man was running away. One sentence. Another one is what? We saw the man. So first thing is we have to understand the meaning of both the parts. So a man was running away. We understood a man was running away. Understood the meaning. Then second part, we saw the man. Yes, that means the man who was running, we saw that particular man. We have understood the meanings now. Now you think a sentence, you construct a sentence using both the sentences in your own way. So be careful that here was is there, it is in past tense, and so is also in past tense. So we have to keep the answer sentence in past tense only. So I have thought a sentence. Let me write, and whatever you thought, you also can write. Your one also will be correct if you can maintain the formation of the sentences, if you can maintain the tense. A man was running away. We saw the man. So I have thought a new sentence. We saw the man who was running away. we saw the man who was running away. Now you think both the sentences in your own way and write. Some of you have thought like this and your answer is matching with me. Some of you have not thought like me, you have thought in other way. So your answer, I am not going to tell that your answer is wrong. Your answer also may be right if your construction and maintaining of tense is correct. Can we write the sentence in other way? A man was running away. We saw the man. So we have written what? We saw the man who was running away. Another one, a man was running away. Some of you may have thought in this way also. A man was running away, whom we saw. This is also correct. This is also correct answer. So you can add sentences into a single sentence in various ways, and all will be correct if you can maintain the tense of the sentence, person of the sentence, and if your construction is right. So important thing is what? We have to understand the meaning in our own language. Then we have to construct a new sentence adding both the sentences. That one also will be in our own language. Then after constructing the sentence in our own language, own mother tongue, then we have to translate the sentence in our answer script, in our paper, on our paper. Then that answer will be correct one. If it is correct in your mother tongue, then the translation also will be correct in English. So we have to maintain tense only, we have to maintain person only, and we have to understand the formation also. You have to be a bit, that means very clear, very careful regarding interrogative sentences. When two interrogative sentences are given to you, you have to combine two interrogative sentences into a single interrogative sentence. So while adding two interrogative sentences into a single interrogative sentence, what to do? Only one interrogative formation will be there. We cannot make both the parts interrogative. If we make both the parts interrogative, then that one will not be a correct answer. So sometimes using what? Conjunctions we can add, and sometimes without using conjunctions also we can add. So these are the things about synthesis of sentences. This is very easy. I hope you can do these things yourself. So whatever sentences you get at your home, it is better if you buy this question bank. Sometimes I tell my students whenever I get them to buy question banks, what happens there in question banks, we get a lot of questions, answers are not there, we have to do them. So if you have this, or if you can manage this question bank from there, you can practice synthesis of sentences. And if you face any problem, if you do not understand, then you can write these in the comment box. I can check them, and if any problem is there, I can rectify them. Hope you have understood and you have enjoyed the class also. Once more I am telling you, this is not a tough thing. This is one of the easiest topics of English grammar. It is up to you. If the questions were like that, then change the sentence into complex, change the sentences into a compound sentence, change the sentences into a simple sentence, then that would have been a bit tougher. But combine the sentences into a single sentence, this is the easiest, this is one of the easiest topics of English grammar. Hope you have understood, hope you have enjoyed the class. If you face any problem, you write in the comment box, I will be there to reply for that. Thank you. Up to this for today.